There it is, ladies and gentlemen. What you're looking at right now is a movie theater with a handle on it. Why do I say that? Well, it's because once you're done watching a movie, wherever you're at, you can just grab it by the handle, pick it up, and go to a new spot, and maybe even watch another movie if you want to. This is the Nebula Mars 3 Air, the cinematic portable projector with built-in battery with Google TV. But before we dig into it, man, I gotta tell you where you're at. Welcome to New Stuff TV, the untechnical tech channel. I'm your host, Antoine. Man, I'm sick of this fake spring, summer, winter we got going on here in Houston, Texas. Look, man, it's the end of February. It's a leap year, and spring done faked us out, man. It felt like spring like 2 days ago. It was like 81. You know what I'm saying? It was 81 and nice. I was really actually very prepared to watch this thing outside, but now it's like in the 40s, okay? Look, like 2 days later, it's in the 40s. And I ain't going out there to watch a movie at 40 degrees in my backyard because it's a portable projector, and that's what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to demonstrate it and just play around with it outdoors with my outdoor projector setup. But we're gonna check it out first. We gotta unbox it indoors, and maybe I'll take it outside. I don't know. It just depends, but we got to check this thing out nonetheless. So as I stated before, this is a portable projector. That means it does have its own built-in battery that will last you up to 2.5 hours. And that's pretty on par with something of this size with that kind of battery life. Because if we were shooting out 4K and lasers and stuff like that, we probably can't get it this small. And we definitely won't be getting that battery life. 1080p is still a great standard. Matter of fact, a fantastic standard for a projector. And this is what it looks like. There you go, get up close and personal with it, man. Look at that lens right there. I am kind of disappointed that it does not have a lens cover, nor does it have like a shutter for the lens, so it can't really be protected. And this means you probably have to go to the Nebula website, maybe get yourself a case or something like that if they actually have made one for it. But as I stated before, it is a portable projector, and that means you're gonna be grabbing and going to some places, and that's why it has this built-in handle right here. It's not like a hard handle. You see, it's more of a, I don't know if this is neoprene, silicone, or what, but I like it. It's more of a strap in the form of a handle, and it says Mars 3 Air right there. Got a little branding. I dig it, man. But look at that solid handle, so you can just snatch it up and put it where you need to put it. Hey, man, come down here and let's look at some of, there you go, right there. Let's look at some of these actual the interface right here on the top. So if you can dig in there and look, you got your directional pad, right? You got your up, down, your left and right. This looks to be a Bluetooth speaker button because it does have a Bluetooth speaker function where it can function as a Bluetooth speaker. And then you have your back button, and then you got your plus and minus. I'm assuming that's going to be for your volume. And then if you go around to the back side, you get your ports. You know, I got to have my ports on a projector because, you know, it has a built-in interface, which is the Google TV. But you might want to, you know, plug it up to maybe a PlayStation, what's that thing from Nintendo, the Switch, or, you know, something like that. So there's your HDMI in right there, even a Blu-ray if you want to, right? So you got your HDMI, you got your aux in, and then you got your USB, and then you got your DC input right there. Well, I'll show you the accessories that come with it, but that's the DC input. And then there's your IR input right there, reset, pinhole, and then you got your power button. I'm not gonna turn it on right now because I don't feel like being blind. What I am gonna do is flip this thing over because I do wanna show you that it is mountable via this 1/4" inlet right there. So you can just screw this onto a tripod or something in case you don't wanna put it on a tabletop and set it up on like, you know, a bunch of books or rocks or something if you're outdoors, because it does not have, you know, what some of them have. Like the one I actually personally use right now at my house, it's the Nebula Mars 3. And it actually has a built-in kickstand. This one does not, and that's another good reason to have this 1/4" screw inlet right there for a tripod. Real quick, I want to show you the accessories that come with it, which is the charging method, okay? It does have a charging brick. This is what goes into the back of the projector, and you plug this in just like that. That is your AC cable. Plug that into the wall, charging brick to DC. And then you have your remote. Now let's check this out, man, because this is super important. We got some important stuff right here, and that is Netflix native built in. You know why it's built in? Because it's Google TV, baby. Not every projector, not every smart projector is the same. A lot of them have their own interfaces, and some of them do not come with Netflix or even have Netflix accessible except for side loading it. And Nebula is one of those projector companies that has like non-native Netflix projectors where you have to side load them or you can't get it on there at all. So here we are. We got Netflix built in because it's Google TV. Then you have a Prime Video button right there. And of course you got a lot of the same stuff you already saw on the projector itself. But here's your power button. There's your focus and keystone button, I believe, or auto, let's call that auto correction button for right now. Then you got your Google Assistant button. There's the mic for it right there. You got your D-pad with your center button right there for OK. And then you got your left or your back button, your settings button, which we're gonna walk through in a little bit. And then you got your home and your plus and minus. Nothing else to it. It is a light remote. Actually, let me look at this. I knew it. I put the batteries in, and what I'm getting right now, yep, it's lighting up. Oh man, that is so cool. Look. That is massively, it's just huge to have a remote with buttons that either glow in the dark or actually light up, because you're watching a projector. Typically when you're watching a projector, it's gonna be super dim, if not dark in the room. And you might not know the remote. You know, some of us, we just know by, we just know by touch, you know what I'm saying? But then sometimes it can get pretty difficult. And what I'm feeling with this remote is not the typical Nebula remote where every button kind of just runs together. This is probably the best Nebula remote I've actually held, because I'm not saying it's more tactile, but the buttons are raised. They're not all like, flush with the actual body of the remote. So you can actually feel where your hands are going. They don't all like run into each other, and they light up. That is huge. Thank you, Nebula, thank you so much. Let's give Nebula a round of applause for just taking that a notch up, man. This is massive. I just I'm impressed with the light up remote. Okay. All right, we gotta move on, man. Being that it's a projector, I gotta turn it on and show you guys what it's all about. So as this thing warms up, and I'm not gonna blind you, I'm just gonna kick it to the side. As this thing warms up, I'm gonna go ahead and set it up, and so we can see what the settings are like and what this picture is gonna do. All right, guys, let's go through some stuff here, man. First off, I will tell you that you definitely want to make sure you're either in a pretty dark room, or when it's outside, if you're doing like a camp trip or something, make sure it's nighttime, man, because yeah, you're just gonna need to be in some darkness, because I don't feel like the projector is getting as bright as what I've seen in the past, especially from Nebula. Nebula usually has a pretty good level of brightness, but I don't feel like I'm getting that here. But in that regard, I do want to let you know that it's kind of blurry right now, but let me get into a setting that I want to show you, because I do believe that it goes into, because it's not plugged up, it's on battery power right now. So what happens is it goes into eco mode, which will dim that, it'll dim the picture. So let's go into this real quick just to make sure. So brightness. Oh crap, yeah, this is actually full brightness. So this is 100% brightness, but okay, I did turn it off earlier. So it'll go into auto, which if you have this set on auto, it will go into eco mode when it's in battery. So you will have to put it on standard, and then you can actually do the brightness. So you can see there that that is eco. You see how dull that gets, but then we get to standard, and it does brighten up quite a bit. So this is what you're going to get with that. Now let's go into some picture correction, because this is a portable projector, so it's just meant to grab and go and set it down and enjoy your content. So if you're casting this on a wall, a garage, or something like that, ceiling, you don't really worry too much about picture correction as far as like keystone and stuff, but it is available to you. And if you're actually going to be putting this on a screen, which I have right now, this is a 110-inch screen, and I'm exactly 10 feet away from it. So you're going to need 10 feet to put this to put it up against a 100 to 110-inch screen. I'm trying to look for the keystone stuff. Where is it at? Projector. There it is, right there. So we go into image correction, and then we can have the auto keystone, which is, it works fairly well. It's not perfect, so you might want to touch it up a little bit. So that's why I keep it on manual, and that's where we will get into it here. So I've actually manually keystoned this myself, and you got quite a bit of room for image correction here. And boom, I'll get it right there at that corner, and I'll get this one propped up nice and neat. Then I'll get this bottom right corner done. Come over here to this left, oops. I need to get to that left bottom right or bottom left corner. Let me just, one more notch down. There we go. Okay. So it's all squared up against the screen now. So now I should have a perfectly squared up image. But I also want to show you, since I did tell you that I'm 10 feet away from this 110-inch screen, you do have some zoom in here. I've got it zoomed all the way in. So if I want to, I can zoom it all the way out, and that's how small you can get that. So you do have some playroom in there, some wiggle room as far as like adjusting your image and getting it to fit, in the place that you need it to be. Then you got your one-click image correction, which I'm not going to press because I already went through the process of correcting it, but that's when we get into focus. Right now, it's a little bit blurry to me. You probably can't see it on screen, but let's go into manual focus. So the manual focus, I've had some trouble with it, man. I cannot get this thing to really react like, like it's happening, right? Or no, it's not there. It just moved a little bit. Something's not, I just feel like something's not right with this manual focus. There it is right there, boom. Okay, so I feel like that's focused, right? So let's go to the home page and I wanna see if it happens again. All right, so when I go to the home page, I'm noticing that, when I go down here, see where it says Netflix? Because it's built in, like I said, I was bragging about that. Then you got your Prime Home Video and stuff like that. So, okay, everything is focused from left to right. Earlier, I wasn't getting focus up at the top right, but now it looks like everything is within reasonable focus. So that's a good thing, right? So, like I said before, you got Netflix built in. I'm not gonna show you any real content because, YouTube will flag the crap out of me. And we don't want that because I wanna, get paid for this video through YouTube views. But you do have Netflix, it runs natively and it runs smooth. And when I say it runs smooth, man, the interface, it's Google TV. It's way better than Android TV. Android TV seemed to kind of suck as far as moving through the interface and stuff like that. Google TV seems to be much more fluid and way more responsive. Look at this, things are just happening. You know what I'm saying? And I love the layout. And I think if you guys have been watching, in your feeds and stuff, Google TV is about to get an update and it's gonna look a little bit different. You can see what kind of content I like to watch there. Well, no, I don't be watching Fox. I don't watch any news, to be honest with you. Why is that even there? I was watching like CSI Miami and Three's Company. That's what I was watching. There it is. There's my CSI, man. I love me some Horatio, man. I like when he takes those glasses off. But let's get into a little bit of content, man. Or do you want to go to settings or content? Let's deep dive into settings, man. Let's go in here. All right, so you got your screensaver. So when you're walking away from this thing, which I don't suggest you do, because you got a 2.5-hour battery. And with that being said, man, you got to take that with a grain of salt because 2.5 hours is enough to watch any movie. So I think that you should definitely have the movie picked out already. Just pick that out on your phone and then start your movie, because if you have this thing on like standard brightness, then you're going to chew into that 2.5 hours. That's 2.5 hours max. And I'm assuming they mean that on eco mode. So yeah, be very mindful and conservative with your battery life. So screensaver, I don't even know if that should really be a thing, okay? Then you got your input button right there, your sound. Let's go into sound here. So you got the movie mode, music, outdoors, and a custom. And there it is. You can turn on Bluetooth speaker mode. I told you it could be a Bluetooth speaker. So you can adjust your that's kind of like EQ presets right there. When we get into some more settings, we're talking about, let's go into here, channel and inputs. What is this? This is some technical stuff right here. Okay, so you got your HDMI. You can go in there and kind of fiddle with this stuff. And I'm glad this stuff is here. I think this stuff is more or less built into Google TV. But I would not, get a projector like this. And this is all we're getting as far as settings. I'm just kind of flipping through stuff. So you got your picture modes, which would be standard, movie, and bright, and custom. I keep it on standard because it's giving me the brightest image. It almost gives like a sepia hue if you put it on movie. Kind of dulls it down a little bit. Let's go into bright. Ooh, that's like greenish. Ugh, yuck. And then you got custom. Let's see what custom gives us. All right, so you can do some stuff here. You got your contrast, saturation, gamma, normal. All right, so, okay, let's keep that gamma at normal because it's already dull. Let's go back into standard. But what I was saying earlier is I wouldn't get this projector to, really deep dive into settings and like tweak a picture to the point of like cinematic viewing. I do not believe that's what this is designed for. This is a grab and go portable projector for fun, okay? This is not, it's for fun. Let's just call it that. Let's look at some YouTube stuff, man. Look at a little bit of content here that I won't get flagged for, just so you can see some stuff in motion. Now, as far as motion blur, it's good. It is good, okay? We don't have the fast, like 60 frames a second, 120 frames a second stuff where it kind of looks fake. It's smoothness. We're getting 24 and 30p out of this thing, or frames a second out of this thing, which I think is good. Let's look at some horses. So the reason I have horses in my feed is because my dog, Raylan, when he comes to the office with me,
you know, I'll put on some puppy TV videos, and he loves horses. So he likes watching these horses roam. And right now, this is YouTube. This is supposed to be HD. I don't think my internet is really rendering some HD right now, but the picture is clean, okay? I would not call it the most accurate picture. I have not tweaked it, but like I said, you don't get this projector for accuracy. All right, here we go. This is supposed to be 8K. Now this projector is only up to 1080p, but this is supposed to be an 8K YouTube video of some birds. So let's just see, you know, what this is gonna look like. I'm getting a great picture. I like that. I'm definitely good with that. This is going to be great for something like maybe some casual gaming. Yes, you will have some delay because, you know, we're on this projector. We'll have some latency on some gaming. So not, casual gaming is what I would say. And this particular type of picture right here where you're watching cartoons or just some, you know, some casual content where you just want to enjoy it with your family or set it up for the kids, you know, maybe outdoors or something. The colors are vibrant. When I talked about the picture not being very bright, once again, put it in a dark room or dark area, and it's going to pull out some of that brightness and contrast that you would typically be looking for. So all in all, it is a great projector. I love the size. I love the concept. I love, you know, that it's packed with everything you need. It's just not packed with the best of everything that you would need. So it's just a fun projector to have. I'm actually a fan, and right now I wanted to take a look at some people, right? So we're gonna look at Tao. This is her channel, her YouTube channel. So what's up, Tao? Giving you a shout out there. Hopefully she shows her face. Pretty girl, there she goes. Okay, so skin tones look good. She's looking good, the motion is good. I really dig the projector, man. I really, really do. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by, checking out this new Nebula Mars 3 Air with me, man. It's a pretty good projector. I hope you got some good insight on it and enjoyed the show. Look, I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff, but what I do know is sometimes size does matter, and it needs to be on the big screen. Now, y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you.